Hello again. Today we're talking about the rise in felonies during COVID-19, despite the decrease in other types of crime. So although it does seem like COVID is winding down to an end, there is no question that this country has actually seen a dramatic shift in felony trends over the last year. Many people assume that crime rates have actually gone down as more stay-at-home orders have gone into effect. In some respects, they have. Of course, you're not having large groups of people together, so there's less opportunity for crimes like vandalism, trespassing, and gang-related offenses. However, there are still an increase in non-group crime rates that we're seeing. Things such as theft, assault, homicide have largely remained the same. Although COVID has helped to reduce group-related felonies, there have been unexpected consequences of restricting large gatherings of people. The American Bar Association has found that because people have been encouraged to stay inside whenever necessary, domestic and interpersonal violence within the family unit has actually seen an unfortunate increase. The cause for this increase is that some people may be forced to stay at home with their abusers. Aggressive acts from their abusers may also be fueled by the rise in unemployment and financial difficulties following 2020's stay-at-home orders. Another impact of COVID-19 has been financial hardships put on Americans during the pandemic. This has led to more Americans not vacating their homes even when they cannot afford to pay rent. And although many people in many states are subject to the suspended eviction rules, in other words, states aren't allowing landlords to evict residential tenants, some things that we would regularly see that would protect those who cannot afford to make payments have also been affected. In Arkansas, for example, they haven't even enlisted those similar eviction protection programs. Thankfully, here in Colorado, we do have those in place, but it doesn't protect commercial businesses. It doesn't protect people from being laid off at their jobs. It doesn't protect downsizing, as corporate employers also think they don't need to pay high rents. If this blanket statement isn't necessarily the case, why do so many people believe that crime rates have gone down because of COVID? Well, first we have to acknowledge that there are data limitations, statistics aren't accurate, and there's often non-reporting of crimes. Crimes like interpersonal violence between related parties largely go unreported, and those reporting rates have even gotten lower during COVID-19. There have been major efforts across the country to reduce incarceration rates. That has also potentially included allowing people out of custody who would not otherwise be out of custody without a safety plan in place. One of the things we often do with our clients is make sure that they're safe when they return home, they have the support that they need to support their sobriety, their mental health, or even just supporting them to know when their next court date is. So what does this mean with regard to the law and seeking legal help? One of the most important things to come from these shifting trends in felonies is not to let the idea that low crime rates are preventing you from seeking legal help when the need arises. There are still plenty of lawyers out there. There are still plenty of us doing this work. We are also doing it remotely and via virtual means. We've always been virtual for the last 6 years, so we're really good at cloud-based legal representation. Especially in regards to domestic violence and criminal felonies, you should not wait to get a lawyer involved until you can meet with one in person. That's just not going to be possible, especially now that we're seeing COVID rates increasing again. So if you need help, you seek help. If you need help finding remote services, somebody who can do alcohol or drug treatment or domestic violence treatment online, reach out for help. We'd be glad to answer any of those questions. We as a country should also acknowledge that the felony fluctuations are not necessarily directly a result of the pandemic, but because of all of the other consequences, such as loss of job, loss of housing, loss of financial stability. Although some crime rates have gone down, like the group-related offenses, we cannot ignore the rise in other types of crimes, such as failure to vacate eviction and obstruction proceedings, as well as domestic violence cases. The criminal justice system is far more intricate than the echoed sentiment that crime rates have gone down in the US because of COVID-19. What we're seeing is that's not exactly true. And we're here to help you, even in a situation where you're charged with something serious or you're in or out of custody. We're here every step of the way. So please reach out if you need help.